Hello, my name is Efrain Navarro. I am 20 years old.
I'm Brandon O'Brien from Trinidad and Tobago, aged 25.
Hi, I'm Kate McEwen. I am also from Trinidad and Tobago.
Hola, mi nombre es Maritza Riobo. Tengo 27 años.
Hi, my name is Ranisha Gentle. I am a 19-year-old student at the sixth form here in Belize City.
Hi, I am Nikki.
Hello, my name is Errol. I'm from Belize.
My name is Griselda Fuentes. I am 21 years old.
My name is Lauren. I'm 16 years of age. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago.
I'm Kevin Mendes. I am 26. I'm proud Belizean and youth advocate.
My name is Sharice. I'm 23. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago.
Hi, I'm Corey Dawson. I'm a DJ here in Belize City, known as DJ Odyssey. I'm 21 years old.
Well, my personal experience, I haven't had any. I don't use contraceptives because I'm not sexually active. But I have talked to a lot of young people about it. In my opinion, yes, there's a high possibility that they are sexually active without the conscious or the information about protecting themselves, like contraceptives, because either they haven't been taught at school or because they're part of a religion that bans them. They were like worried that the people they're going to get contraceptives might be family related or they know one of their family members. And Belize is so small that barely anybody knows each other here. Everybody recognize one another. So they're afraid to go in, get the contraceptives, then the person who gave them the contraceptive might tell one of their family relatives or their friends of a family relative, which will cause more trouble for them. And not only that, because at age 16 they have the right to have sexual acts, but the pharmacists are not providing them the necessary equipment to protect themselves because they're saying they're too young. So to me it seems ridiculous that you can have sex at 16 but you can't get your contraceptive until the age of 18. To me it just seems ridiculous. Either they move it up to 18 or they move it down to 16, one or the other.
It wasn't easy at first because as a teen, they would look at you and just judge you because of being a teen and using contraceptives. But then I didn't want my self-esteem to be down, so I make it to me myself to go personally and get it, no matter what they have to say or what they have to talk, just to get it because it's from my own protection, because I'm protecting myself from getting pregnant and having another child, knowing I'm a single mom. I first had access to contraceptives when I was like 17 years old.
And how was that?
I had to purchase it from a pharmacy because it is not ready available for a 16, 17 or 17-year-old person at the community hospitals here in Belize. So what I had to do is to purchase them from pharmacies and have them give it to me, the injection. Being a teen mom, it changed my life completely because I couldn't go back to school. I had to stay home and take care of my child. And then that I wasn't mentally ready to have a child. And using contraceptive, well, it's had helped me a lot because since then I've grown my kids now and I have time for them. I'm happy with it. My mom at first didn't spoke to me about contraceptives. When I told her that I was pregnant and stuff, they were very upset with me. And but eventually, when my baby born and stuff, everything just changed. Having your grandchild at home, first grandchild at home, things start changes. The communication with me and my mom changed. Then eventually she started talking about types of contraceptives to me and if I want to find a new boyfriend and stuff and have a relationship with someone, just how to take care of myself. And since then up to today, I'm thanking God for it that the relationship between me and my mom is, we are very close now. If I would have known about contraceptive, of if my mother would have talked to me before about contraceptives, the scenario in my life would have been different. I would have no kids today. I would have finished my education and be working somewhere, doing something that I love.
5 years ago, I had my first experience with contraceptives. I chose the IUD, or many people know it as coil. Um, I chose that one because when I after I had my baby, she was 4 months old when I went to the doctor. Experience was that the nurse told me if I would like to have more babies. But I told her that maybe yes, but not at the moment. So they spoke to me about all the contraceptives and I chose one that I was using it. It functioned well. I didn't get pregnant. And when I decided to have my other baby, well, that was when I went to the doctor and took it out. We don't really speak about it. But me, my older child is already 10 years old, about to have complete 11 years old. She's small and I'm already teaching her about all those things because you can never know what could happen. Um, like at first, well, I was a teenage girl when I got pregnant of her, and I really didn't know about those things. I didn't know about sex. I didn't know about contraceptives because my mom didn't talk to me about that. And with my experience that I went through, well, I said I want something different for my child because well, I even got a book for her. The book talks about AIDS, how to have a baby, all those things. And as a mother, I think that is very important to teach your children about contraceptives and like that, because there are many diseases right now. Well, I see it not in the way that to give her permission to do that, but for her to know more about it. Because when, like right now, and sometimes I tell my mom, if you would have told me, maybe my life would be different. I wouldn't have gotten pregnant and like that. And she didn't talk about me, well, about sex. When it happened, that was when I knew about it. So it's really important to talk to your children and to others also about it.
From my experience accessing uh, contraceptives, at home we never did spoke about contraceptives. We grew up very sheltered. Um, so I didn't know what was an ejaculation. I didn't know what was a wet dream. I was just experiencing these things, and I am like, what the hell is happening? You know, experiencing an erection, and you know, whenever you would see a guy, you would get erected, and I'm like, why are all these things going on? Especially where I grew up in a very Catholic and mestizo culture in which homosexuality is wrong. So in my mind, I am like, these things are not supposed to be happening. So my first time I had sex was without condoms, and it was without lube either. It was, what was that, petroleum jelly, you know. So it was something new. It was fun, but at the same time, I'm thinking, you know, it's something wrong. It shouldn't be happening. But then as I started reading more, as I started engaging with more friends, and especially in Belize, our part of our gay culture is that young people are engaged in sex with older men. So thankfully, the people, I would say thankfully, the people that I engaged in sex with, they were conscious about things, you know. So they were the ones that used the condom, because in my mind I didn't know anything. So they were the ones that, hey, let's say use a condom and then we have sex. So that was a good thing for me. But whenever honestly, I have never been to a store to buy condoms. Never. So whenever I would need condoms, I would just go to the healthcare setting, to the pharmacy, or because I have friends working at the pharmacy and they would give me condoms, or I know nurses and they would offer me condoms. That's how I would get my condoms for me.
Almost all of my condoms have come from people I know, right? With the odd exception of maybe 1 or 2 times that I've either been with a friend or a romantic partner to buy condoms. And even as an activist, you still kind of feel not ashamed, but just really uncomfortable with this person watching you dead in your eye while you're buying condoms, and secretly judging you because of the size of condoms that you buy. Which is weird, and it's part of the reason why, I mean, it's comfortable for me to take condoms from folks that I know. So like on a whim, and this is a really funny story, on a whim, before I was sexually active, I went for an HIV test, right? Just to see what the process was like. I was writing for a student magazine at the time, and I thought, hey, that would be an interesting article. Right around when I had finished exams, what's the process like if you're sexually active to go and get a test? It turns out I was 18. They still wanted to ask me for parental presence. I'm like, you need to pat down. I'm gonna do this myself. I got this. But so I went to a clinic in Port of Spain. The issue with that immediately was for me that I can essentially only get an HIV test there. Yeah. So if I wanted as a young person who do have access to a medical doctor, who not rolling in bills, I probably can't ask my mom for a couple $100 to get a full test done. There's no opportunity for me, a small man.
So far as I was aware, all of the health clinics in Trinidad and Tobago offer free HIV tests.
Well, yeah, the HIV test is free, but like if you wanted to test for all,
others. Yes, that is an issue. That
there's nothing for you.
Yeah,
you have to pay. You have to find money and pay.
Yeah, I've had to do that. I think the only place that supposedly does full scope of STI testing is QPCCC, Queen's Park. What's it? Queen's Park?
I don't know. I suppose that's part of my concern. I think that young people should have a little bit of room to engage in their own safety in the same way that they engage with their own sexuality, and that is oftentimes without their parents being called for saying, hey, I want to have sex, right?
But on the topic of doctors and access, as as an out lesbian, I have had to tell my gynecologist that I don't sleep with cis men, and that has not been a bad experience for me. I go to a private doctor, and this is a doctor that was recommended to me through my aunt, who is also a doctor, and I haven't had a bad experience with it. I have had issues where I feel like my doctor is maybe ignorant about what that means for me, and I basically kind of have to ask my doctor for specific things, or educate her on specific things, because I'm not having this kind of sex, but I still need an STI test for X, Y, and Z, and so that's been an issue for me personally. So I think, and I'm definitely more at the privileged end of things, so I'm pretty sure that if that's my experience, a lot of people have it much worse than I do.
Contraceptives. I know about condoms, morning after pills, birth control, and the implant one. I think it's called an IUD. I'm not really sure. but those are what I know of. I've purchased condoms and morning after pills, the rest of which are very unknown to me at this time. As a lesbian, I don't really have need for condoms or actual contraception in terms of preventing me from getting pregnant, but I guess as STD barriers, I've started trying to be responsible and make use of dental dams. My few sexual encounters or heterosexual sexual encounters, that's where condoms and I guess morning after pills came into play. And that's about it in terms of my knowledge and experience. Well, admittedly, I had very little experience with dental dams until maybe a couple months ago when I attended a safe sex seminar for LGBTQ persons, and it was scary. Scary is a good word to use because I didn't know how many different things that I was susceptible to. And then after that, I haven't had any sexual partners since then, but it is a topic of discussion amongst myself and friends and prospective partners because I think it's important. We in a growing age where a lot of people just have a lot of things that you don't know about. They themselves don't feel anything or know that it's going on, so you don't really want to spread it. And it's protect you and your partner, not protect you from your partner or protect your partner from you. It's more like a mutual, something that you have to talk about and agree on, and just know that I'm not doing it to scorn you. I'm doing it because that's what we should do to be responsible adults. To access pre-made contraceptives, difficult. I don't think I've ever actually seen a pre-packaged dental dam anywhere apart from the demo one from the safe sex seminar. But I think a lot of information needs to be disseminated into the community about ways that you can make your own protective barriers, from gloves or condoms or latex sheets that you could just buy for different things and cut up to suit your purposes. And I think that more than anything needs to hit the world in a storm. There need to be flowcharts and pictures and Facebook posts and YouTube videos because it's real. It's so real and so scary.